Spain Fest Masterclass on city breaks. I'd like to welcome Eva Fernandez, who is the Brand and Market Manager for Visit Valencia. Hi, Eva.
Hi, Charlotte. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Oh, thank you for joining us. Now, you may think of a Spanish city break, and no doubt Barcelona and Madrid are the first that spring to mind. But how about Valencia? In this masterclass, we're going to take a deep dive into Spain's third largest city to discover the best attractions and hotels, plus handy tips for closing a sale and helping your clients make responsible choices. And if you have any questions at all as we hear from Eva, please do post them in the chat box and we'll go through those afterwards. Now, Eva, to set the scene, tell us what sets Valencia apart from Spain's other big cities such as Madrid and Barcelona, and what does Valencia have that those cities don't?
Well, as you said, Valencia is the third largest city in Spain, with all the facilities of a big city, but with the spirit of small village. It's a 2,000-year-old destination with very well-known attractions such as the City of Arts and Sciences, the UNESCO Heritage, amazing green spaces that it has turned into the European Green Capital 2024, white sandy beaches, a lively cultural agenda, and a food paradise. But at the same time, is a place where locals and visitors share spaces and experiences with no crowds, at reasonable prices. Basically, Valencia is the city you can live and not just visit.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Eva. And to give everyone a flavour of Valencia, let's watch this short video showcasing some of the destination highlights. Wow, what a vibrant taster of Valencia. Now, Eva, tell us, what would a typical city break itinerary look like? Talk us through some of the attractions and experiences that would be suitable for a first-time visitor.
Well, obviously that depends on the visitor. Valencia can offer many different options for the visitors, but if I have to give my suggestion, I would say, first, a visit through the old town to get to know all the remains of the 2,000 years of history. That will let the visitors discover the cathedral with its hidden treasure, the Holy Grail, the Silk Exchange, the so-called Valencia Sistine Chapel, which is the St. Nicholas Church, and its frescoes, and of course the Central Market, which is the largest food market in Europe. Then I will rent a bike and ride through the city till the Turia Garden. The Turia Garden is the old Turia riverbed that was converted into a 9 kilometers long green park that crosses the city from the west to the east till reaching the City of Arts and Sciences. That's the futuristic complex by the Valencian architect Santiago Calatrava, and it consists of different amazing buildings devoted to different art disciplines. There is an opera house, an IMAX cinema, a science museum, an aquarium, an art museum, and an art garden. Then, if you have time, I would visit the marina and the Valencia beaches and try the amazing Mediterranean culinary offer. I will enjoy the Mediterranean lifestyle and walk through the narrow streets in the city center, or go to the eclectic Ruzafa neighborhood and taste the amazing food offered in any of the terrace bars. And finally, I would discover the amazing architecture, such as the Colón Market at the Sample, and buy in the shopping area that you can find around it.
Wonderful. That sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
And what about a second time or a repeat visitor who have already seen the highlights? What would you suggest that they see and do?
Okay, for your second time, and apart from repeating any of those parts that I mentioned in the first part, I would visit the Bio Park, which is the new zoo concept that will take you into Africa, but without leaving Valencia. Definitely, I would explore the hidden natural jewel in Valencia, which is the Albufera Natural Reserve, which is just 10 kilometers from the city center. I would include there a boat trip in the Albufera Lake and do a paella tasting. The Albufera Natural Reserve is the place where the paella was invented. Then I would also visit the green belt that we have around the city and where all the different local products are grown, and then visit one of the famous barracas or try the horchata. The horchata is the Valencia vegan milk that is made of tiger nuts.
Oh,
I would
lovely.
also visit to any of the two wine producing areas that are just 1 hour drive from Valencia and try any of the Valencian wine experiences, or discover any of the cozy villages that we have around the city, either by the coast or inland. Obviously, I would, and if you like it, I would enjoy the nature reserves that we have around the destination. We have like 5 different park reserves around the destination. And finally, and if you're a sporty person, I would try to explore all the possibilities the destination gives in terms of football, golf, sea activities, bike, running. That depends on you.
Wonderful. So many ideas there. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And how many nights would you recommend for a Valencia city break? Is 2 or 3 nights over a weekend enough to get a sense of the city?
Well, just it depends on how in depth you want to know the destination. But I would say that for the first time, 2-3 nights for 3-4 days a stay could be okay.
Yeah, perfect. And thinking about the accommodation, what's that like? Are there any new hotels that have recently opened or any that are due to open in the coming months?
We have like a wide offer in accommodation. It goes from luxury hotels to boutique, from 4 or 3-star or to economy apartments. The important thing is that you have options in all places of the city and for all tastes. My recommendation would be before visiting or traveling, visit the site, visit valencia.com, where you will find a selection of all the offer organized by categories and areas, and it will be very useful.
Perfect. That's really helpful. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thinking about other Valencia tourism news, are there any new attractions or infrastructure that UK and Irish agents should have on their radar?
Especially this autumn, and thinking of city breaks, autumn city breaks, or sunny winter city breaks, and cultural city breaks. There is a new opening. The new Contemporary Art Center, Hortensia Herrero, is opening end of November, and it's 100% it's gonna mark the scene, the cultural scene in the city this year.
Oh, fantastic. And thinking about the city's culinary scene, you touched on some of the food that people should try, but what is the culinary scene like? Is it more street food or does it lean towards fine dining, or is there a mixture of everything?
Did you know that Valencia was chosen this year to be the venue for the 50 Best Restaurants Gala?
Interesting.
That was really a recognition for the vibrant culinary scene we have in the city, not only for the because of the offer of either well-known chefs, either creative or traditional, and also the heritage that we have, but also because Valencia keeps offering like new culinary concepts. The 2 last new concepts are, the first one, Villa Indiano. It's a country house converted into a restaurant and a cultural terrace bar that offers interesting options for al fresco activities and everything based on local products. And then we have La Imprenta, which is an old print factory that turned into a gastronomic market. They just opened this year and they are super advisable to visit.
Oh, delicious. Wonderful. Thank you. And thinking about the best way to get around the city, is Valencia an accessible city for those with mobility challenges, or how can people get around?
Valencia is a very flat city and it's very walkable. You can walk all the city center, no problem at all. And everything is within walking distance. It's also a bike-friendly city. It's, as I said, it's very flat. We have more than 150 kilometers of bike lines, so it's very safe. So either to choose other areas of the city apart from the city center, such as the Albufera Park or the beach or the marina, I would suggest either renting a bike or using public transport. Also, even to transfer from the airport to the city center. In that sense, buying the Valencia tourist card is more than advisable, but because it's possible to buy it online and then collect it at the airport. That includes free public transport, free entrance to public museums, discounts in attractions, in restaurants and shops, and even to tapas and drinks. So there are options for 1, 2, or 3 days from 15 euros per person. So it's a very affordable option, and it gives you a lot of possibilities and very useful when you want to move in the city.
Oh, brilliant. That's a great tip. Thank you. And we're always keen for agents to recommend travelling to their destination by train if it's possible, as it's the more sustainable option. So how would a visitor go about getting from London to Valencia by train?
Valencia is very well connected by train with Madrid and Barcelona. In fact, we have the low-cost speedy trains to Madrid just started this year, so they are a very good option. But if you're asking traveling from London to Valencia, I would say that the best option would be London, following the route London, Paris, Barcelona, and Valencia. That's the road you would follow.
Perfect. So start on the Eurostar and then
wonderful. That's it.
Thank you. And are there any specific locally run experiences in Valencia that you'd recommend agents suggest to their clients as visitors helping funnel money back into the local economy if they do that?
Yeah, well, actually, that's some of the ways to make tourism sustainable. In that case, economically sustainable. In that sense, we created a program called Unique Valencia. Special activities run by locals can be checked and booked. You have experiences with local crafts, local food, wine producers, many options. So I would recommend visiting the website uniquevalencia.com for inspiration and even bookings.
Brilliant, lovely. That sounds really useful. And thinking about day trips, what day trips from the city might be possible and how could clients get there?
Well, apart from traveling to Madrid, you can travel to Madrid in 90 minutes. There are other possibilities in the Valencia region, either in the coast, for example, you have cozy places like Gandia, Peñíscola, and Cullera, which are coast cities, or inland, like Xàtiva, Utiel, Requena, which are the wine producing areas in Valencia, or Llíria. Either Xàtiva or Llíria are very interesting in terms of cultural heritage.
Brilliant. Wonderful. Thank you. And then what are your top tips for curating the perfect family break in Valencia?
As I said, Valencia is a flat city and it's a Mediterranean climate, has a Mediterranean climate all year round. So that's an advantage. And it makes easy for a family to organize a walkable agenda. And it also gives a possibility to do a lot of open air activities that you can combine with visiting some of the attractions in the city. In that sense, the program could be visiting the City of Arts and Sciences, the Bio Park, including walking tours in the Old Town, or using the hop-off options. Then visit the Valencia Football Stadium, or going to the beach, or a boat trip in the Albufera. I mean, that will make a fantastic family city break.
Yeah, so many options. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
And if an agent's customer is celebrating a special occasion in Valencia, what experiences would really take their holiday to the next level?
For special occasions, my suggestions could be either booking a private visit to any of the attractions of the city, visiting any of the Michelin restaurants in the city. You will find many diverse and quite affordable if you compare to other cities. Taking special tours in the city. I like one. I like very much the one that finishes. It's in the Old Town, and it finishes with an exclusive dinner in a middle-aged palace in the Carmen neighborhood in the Old Town. So that could be very special.
Oh, lovely. And what about luxury travelers? I'm sure some of those ideas would be suitable for them as well. But do you have any other tips for curating a successful high-value booking?
For luxury travels, I would choose any of the unique experiences, the experiences I mentioned before. And then talking about accommodation, I would choose any of the luxury hotels in the city. I mean, it's a luxury staying in the middle of a middle-aged palace turned into a five-star boutique hotel by the cathedral, for example, or sleeping in the middle of the fields, the horta, or the vineyards, or in a resort just 10 minutes away from the city center. All those accommodations combined with the different activities will make the visit a very luxury visit.
Perfect. Sounds gorgeous. Wonderful. And finally, what are your top tips for marketing a city break to Valencia? Do you have any advice that would help agents close that sale?
Well, agents really have a good opportunity to sell a different thing that is very close and is quite affordable. So if clients look for unknown destinations, not crowded, close to the UK and very well connected, when they want a diverse agenda where to mix sun, relax, even in autumn, and urban activities such as shopping or outdoors leisure. If they look first level cultural activities with in a destination with the greener urban spaces in Spain and a food top offer, then Valencia is the option. It's something new, it's next door, and it really clicks every checkbox.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Eva. That's really useful. Now, if you have any questions for Eva about Valencia, please do type them in the chat box, as we're now going to move into the Q&A. Wonderful. Right, so let's go through our questions. We're still waiting for a few to come in. So in the meantime, Eva, could you tell us a bit about the nightlife? Because we didn't have time to talk about that. What sort of nightlife vibe is there, and what can agents talk to their clients about?
Well, Valencia, it's a Mediterranean city, and we love living outdoors. So we love socializing, and we have special places either in the old town or by the beach. Imagine, for example, that you can have a night out in one of the gardens in the City of Arts and Sciences. There is an amazing disco there called Lumbracle, and that's amazing. I mean, living there, and with the advantage that even if it's autumn, you can be open air, which is something fantastic. Apart from that, life is like that. I mean, we love socializing outdoors, and night is a good time for us. We love it.
Oh, brilliant. And we talked about how paella was invented in Valencia. So tell me, where are some of the best places that agents can recommend their customers go and try a really delicious, authentic paella in Valencia?
There are many places. Obviously, not all of them are like super top places. So my recommendation again is going back to visitvalencia.com. There is a special section saying where to eat the best paella, and then look for the best area for you. I think that's the best option. They have like very good suggestions, including all details to make the bookings and the information about prices and timetables.
Brilliant, delicious, lovely. We'll go and check that out.
By the way, it's just a bit thing. Do you know that this month September is the paella month? So on the 20th, we are celebrating the World Paella Day. So I encourage people to cook their paellas at home or come to Valencia to try the paella now in September.
Oh, September is the month. You heard it here.
It's a month.
Brilliant. And then Chrissy's got a brilliant question about spa hotels. Tell us what there is to highlight to customers in Valencia on that side.
Okay, if you're looking for spa hotels, I would go basically for the 5-star hotels. They have very good services. In that sense, you have like super luxury hotels. You have a resort on the beach, which is the Las Arenas Spa and Resort. And then you have the Westin. And there are other smaller, but also luxury and 5-star that you find in the old town. Even if we are mentioning that they are luxury and they are 5-star, if you have the prices of the hotels, you will find that they are quite affordable if you compare to other European cities for the same quality.
Perfect. That's really useful. Thank you. And then Gillian said it sounds like a great place to explore. You're certainly right, Gillian. It really does. And thinking about the Albufeira National Park, we talked about that. If customers are going to go and explore there, what sort of wildlife could they see, sort of flora and fauna that agents might be able to highlight in advance?
Well, the first tip is that if you're going to the Albufera Natural Park, make sure that you get all the public transport you need, which is there is a public transport number 24, number 25, and that takes you directly into there. I would recommend to do a boat trip. There are always available there boats that you can rent and have a boat trip in the lake, and from there you can see different fauna depending on the time of the year. For example, now that we are at the harvest time, because the Albufera is the rice growing area, we are at the harvest time, so we have a lot of fauna there, especially because of this time. But maybe during the winter you have different fauna, because they are migrating from Europe to Africa, North Africa, and that's one of the steps they make. So it's quite different depending on the area.
Brilliant, thank you. And then Helen's just popped a question down. She says, which airport is nearest from UK regional airports, please? So which airport should customers fly into?
Valencia. Airport, yeah, it's the main airport in the city. It's 10 kilometers from the city. However, there is other possibility. You can also fly into Castellón Airport, which is North Valencia, and it takes an hour drive by car.
Oh, perfect. And is there good connectivity from the UK, from our regional airports into Valencia?
Yeah. The best one would be the Valencia Airport, which is the nearest one, 10 kilometers from the city, and direct connection by public transport.
Brilliant, lovely. And then one thing we didn't touch on too much in our chat was about the climate and the different temperature throughout the year. Tell us how it varies, and which are the top months for those who love the sun, and also those who prefer it a bit
cooler. The average temperature is 19 degrees. Obviously, if you come during the winter, you will find the coolest time of the year. That means that you might find a day with a maximum of 14, 15 degrees. Whereas during the summer, you have other more warmer days. So it depends on the weather. If you're thinking of, or your clients are thinking of holiday breaks now in autumn, consider that you might come to Valencia, have a sunny day and 24 degrees at lunchtime. So it gives you the possibility to have lunch on a terrace.
Perfect. And then if agents are looking for some marketing tips, what would be your top marketing tips for selling Valencia?
It's a very diverse city. It is a big city with all facilities, but with the atmosphere of a village, of a small city. You will be able to mingle with the rest of the local people and try to live as a local. It gives you the possibility to combine different activities, cultural activities on the open air, on the beach. It depends on your preferences. That's the main thing, and it's quite affordable. Again, if you compare with other European cities, and very unknown, I think. I mean, it's a good possibility or opportunity for travel agents to sell new destinations that are which are very next door and very easy to reach.
Perfect, lovely. And I'm a bit of a souvenir hunter when I'm on holiday. What are the sort of top things that people should buy in Valencia that are sort of locally made and that will really sing to them when they get home about Valencia?
Well, I would recommend either ceramics or silk. Okay, Valencia was during the Middle Ages the final point of the Silk Road. So there was historically has been a very large silk industry in the city. Today you have some references to that silk industry in the local costumes of the falleras, but also in other articles such as purses, scarves. I mean, local silk-made articles that you can take home. Then ceramics, of course, because Valencia, after the Arabs staying here, we are experts in ceramics. And if you have the possibility, buy food, either wine, oil, cheese. That's amazing. And even you can buy like prepare packs to cook your own paella at home, which is a very good tip. So if you have a possibility and your clients look for, you can try a paella course here in the city, and then take your paella pack and cook back the paella when you go back home. So you can invite your friends and colleagues for a paella.
Oh, perfect. I think clients will need to take a spare suitcase with them to fill it with all these paella goodies. And tell us, earlier this morning, Pedro was telling us that a traditional paella should never have chorizo in. Are you with him on that? Is that something you agree with?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Perfect.
I know. No, there's no chorizo. There's no chorizo.
No
However,
chorizo.
I mean, since it's a global recipe, sometimes it's very difficult to control all the ingredients.
Wonderful. And Julia said, I've never thought of Valencia as a tourist destination. And do you see Valencia as a little bit of a sort of an undiscovered gem that agents can really shout about to their clients?
Definitely. I mean, it's very undiscovered. It has a lot to offer. And as I said before, it's a good opportunity for agents to offer new destinations, which are really next door. I mean, it's 2.5 hours and with plenty of possibilities of opportunities. And the best thing is that each client can adapt the agenda depending on their desires or their preferences, which in my opinion is the best option.
Perfect. And Kerry's made a good point. She says, I love Valencia. It's so lovely. I also love the area just outside. It was like a mini Venice, which is a really nice comment. Do you find, do customers tend to sort of do Valencia as a twin centre? Is there anywhere else that agents could combine it with sort of easily for their clients?
Sorry,
Apologies.
I couldn't hear the question.
No, don't worry at all. I was going to say, is there any other destination in Spain that works really well as a twin centre if agents were going to combine Valencia with another destination as well?
Valencia is very well connected. I mean, you can connect it either with inland destinations such as Madrid. You can combine it with Barcelona. You can even combine it with Palma de Mallorca because it's connected with Palma. So it depends on the preferences, but it's really well connected. So, and it depends on the length of time you have. I mean, like you can combine, for example, 2 days in Valencia, 2-3 days in Madrid. It depends.
Wonderful, lovely. And we talked about how this month is Paella month, but are there any other months that agents need to know about with festivals or celebrations happening?
Well, the main celebration is the Fallas Festival that takes place in March. The main week is from the 15th to 19th of March, although we have agenda from the very beginning of March. I don't know if Fallas are very well known in the UK. I don't think so. It's an open air art festival where you have papier-mâché monuments all over the city that combine with powder gum shows and live music every single corner. So it's like it's a public festival. You can take part in it, and it's in every single corner. It's an amazing experience that any of the clients won't forget.
That sounds brilliant.
That's like the main festivity. Apart from that, obviously, Valencia has a lively cultural agenda. So there are a lot of other cultural festivals, musical festivals, and even sport activities in the cities, such as the Marathon, the MotoGP Grand Championship. The agenda is quite lively. Again, if you're, I mean, clients or agents visit valencia.com, there is an updated agenda with the main events in the city, and also the possibility to buy the tickets if it's needed.
Lovely. Well, Kerry has summed it up, I think, for us. She says, wow, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Kerry. Well, I hope that everyone watching has found it really informative. I know I have. And hopefully it will help everyone go and sell lots of fantastic Valencia breaks. So thank you so much for joining us. We've really enjoyed having you here this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you all the agents for their attention too.